This is WPTV, William Patterson Television.
Welcome back to the desk. The game of ice is red hot right now, and here to break it all down is Jess Carfello, Andy Gavin, and Chase Haffner. Guys, last season the New Jersey Devils were buzzing, and it really looked like they could go all the way, but after the start they've had this season, it seems like they're really struggling. You know, starting with you, Jess, what are some things you think the Devils could do that would really improve their season?
I think goaltending. Honestly, Vanacek and Schmid, they both are decent goalies. We saw that all last year. Here they were able to put out. This year, it just seems like they don't know who their weapon is. The Rangers have obviously Shesterkin and have Quick right in the backup, but for the Devils, it just seems like they're at a loss right now. And they've been putting up pretty good numbers, so I think just improving on what they're doing already and get some support from their defense. The last game that they had against the Red Wings, things didn't go so well. A lot of the times it was this bad defense and bad chances in front.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're always so quick to compare the Rangers and the Devils, and I don't blame you. You are a Rangers fan, so I get it. But moving on to another Rangers fan, Andy, what's something you think the Devils could do a little bit differently?
I'm going to say their defense. I mean, any defensive pairing that Lindy Ruff has put out there, their defensive pairings have not been that good. I mean, Luke Hughes hasn't been special. I mean, has their defense been good?
No, I know that we're garbage. I understand that.
Their defense, who would you even say your best defender is right now?
I don't know. We're all just sad and we're working through it.
Luke Hughes? Luke Hughes hasn't been good.
Oh my. Well, that's for a later question.
Luke Hughes is supposed to be really good and he hasn't done anything.
That's for a later question. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
I thought he was supposed to be big.
Well, he seems.
And the one thing about the Devils, their defense, they've been really. Last year, they're aggressive. They played along the boards. They had a really good forecheck. That forecheck is completely gone. This defense can't. They cannot contain the puck in their own offensive zone.
Well, look, moving on from people who are Rangers fans to you, a Devils fan, you have firsthand experience. What's something you think they could do a little differently that'll maybe save their season?
Maybe stop disappointing us. No, the first thing that I would actually say is they got to learn how to kill these penalties. They are really good with scoring, but the problem is they really need like a full team. They have the top percentage when they're on power play, 36.36%. But they just cannot afford to be shorthanded. So we can't be getting dumb penalties for certain things because when we're shorthanded, that's it. That's when we start getting goals scored on us and the game's over.
Well, look, I mean, moving on, you know, from the Devils to maybe some more positive things. We're about a quarter of the way through the season, and I think it's time to start talking about award races, right? We're going to start with the Calder Trophy for our rookies this year. Chase, starting with you, I think I know who you're going to pick, but who's standing out and who's bringing the trophy home?
Oh, 100% I'm going with Luke Hughes. Because look, is he perfect? No. Also, I just want to say someone different than you two guys. But really, look, I actually went to go see his first game in person, and when I first saw him, he was nervous, he was scared, but now ever since Dougie Hamilton got hurt, he's really taking up his space. There's a good chance that he's going to get over 50 points, and that's amazing for a rookie. Do I necessarily think that he'll win the award? Maybe, but I do think that he's a good contender for it, and I do think that he's making his big brother proud.
Yeah, I mean, Luke Hughes is having a solid season. You know, the Devils not the greatest, as we just discussed. But
unfortunately,
moving on to you, Andy, who do you think takes home the Calder Trophy?
I mean, Connor Bedard. He's a generational talent. He has 11 goals, close to 10 assists, and his plus-minus is up there. But one thing, I'll say this. If Connor Bedard was not a rookie, the trophy is Luke Hughes by far. Yeah. But Connor Bedard is Connor Bedard, and there's a reason he went number one.
Yeah, I mean, understandable. I had heard hype around him, and we talked about him a little bit last week. But Jess, moving on to you, I mean, there's no question. Yeah, who do you think takes it home?
That hype train's going all the way to the station. I'm going Connor Bedard all the way. But watching him play in the WHL was really impressive to see. He does a lot of great stuff. And also showing up here on screen, he's got 11 goals, 9 assists, as he was saying. Then with 20 points and a 14 differential, this guy's on fire. And I think he's really feeling out the league. He's got high expectations. We all expected it and a lot watching him before the season, and I think he's really going to live up to that hype and bring home the trophy.
I mean, and he has been living up to the hype so far, but moving on from, you know, some of the more offensive players to the Vezina Award, you know, it's been passed down from some of the best goaltenders the league has ever seen, and it showcases excellence in the crease. You know, I want to start with you, Jess. Who do you think is top of the race for the Vezina?
I really like this guy, Jeremy Swayman. He's at 9.32 save percentage, and it's 9.22 on the career. He's playing better than he does most of the time. And he's got 2 shutouts on the season. I think with the formidable Bruins defense, I think honestly he's going to go and really make a run for that trophy.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be the case right now. But Chase, moving on to you, who do you think takes home the Vezina?
I'm actually going with Cam Talbot from the Los Angeles Kings. Look, this man is 36, and he's having one of the best years of his life. His goal against average is less than 2. This man's doing amazing, and he's really helping to turn the team around.
Yeah, I mean, it's short, sweet, to the point. I mean, when you've got a guy like him making an impact for them, there's a chance he brings home that award. But Andy, finishing it with you, who do you think takes home the Vezina?
Thatcher Demko from the Canucks. I mean, he's 12-7 on the season. He has 2 shutouts. His save percentage is .917. That's just insane. I mean, his goals against is only 2.2 on the season. That Vancouver defense is really bad. I mean, the only real bright spot there is JT Miller and Quinn Hughes. No one else is really on that team besides Thatcher Demko. I mean, he has been lights out. We're only a quarter way through the season, so I'm excited to see what we can do 75% of the way through.
Absolutely, and when you have to save a bad defense like that, it really speaks wonders for you. And maybe he does deserve the award just based on how bad that defense is alone. But we've been talking about such high honors. How about we talk about the highest honor in the league, which is hoisting Lord Stanley's Cup? You know, starting with you, Andy. You're laughing.
I think that would break me.
Really?
No.
I mean, Lord Stanley's Cup, but we'll start with you. Who do you think wins it all?
Rangers. I mean, Rangers right now, they're at 37 points on the season, 17-5-1. They have been absolutely lights out. I mean, from Jonathan Quick to Igor to Adam Fox, Panarin, Kreider, Zibanejad, Miller. You go down that list, everyone's on their A game. Peter Laviolette has been insane. Bye-bye Gallant. And this Rangers team has been one of the fastest, quickest, toughest physical team I've seen in the past 5 years. This Rangers team is really special.
I mean, I know you're ecstatic about it. I'm
Yes.
sure Jess is too. We'll get into his answer after. Chase, who do you think takes home the Stanley Cup?
I'm actually going to go with the Kings for this one because, look, they lost the last 2 years both times in the first round. However, they've been finally pulling their stuff together. I talked about Cam Talbot. He's really helping, and they're all coming together. They're one of the top scoring teams, and they are #1 in the league with least goals against. And listen, I can never forgive them for 2012, but I will wait until the Rangers have to bow down to their king.
Hey,
What are you talking about?
I mean, defense wins championships, and when you've got a defense like the Kings, it definitely helps. But Jess, finishing it with you, I feel like I know what your answer is going to be, but
I want revenge, especially talking 2012. I want revenge. I
so-
want my New York Rangers.
yeah, I figured you were taking the Rangers in
It's
this
like,
one.
like you were saying, you go down that list, you got players that are playing career games right now. Panarin's, we're seeing a side of Panarin that we've never seen before. For Alexis Lafreniere is finally growing into what we've wanted him to be. And Peter Laviolette, I don't know what he's been saying in these guys' ear, but whatever it is, it's been working, and it's been working perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a bit about Lafreniere and Panarin last week on the desk in the hockey segment. But just like the crew at MSG, we're switching the ice over to the hardwood. The NBA is coming up next on Sports Desk.